church family. Thanks for joining us for today's Daily Devotional, the last Daily Devotional of the week. We're finishing up in the same verse that we looked at yesterday, and actually kind of looking at really two verses, one that we've already looked at this week, and then obviously the one for today. So the one that we're looking at for today is Romans 5:8. Again, we looked at it yesterday, but it says, "But God proves His own love for us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." And that's super important because of the verse that becomes before that one, Romans 5:7, and we looked at that on Wednesday. And so it says this: "For rarely will someone die for a just person, though for a good person, perhaps someone might even dare to die." And so then followed up, but hey, God proves His love for us, that He died for us, that while we were still sinners, right? Christ died for us. It brings this question of man, what is the standard that must exist in order for someone to die for someone else? And Paul is kind of insinuating here that while someone may die for a good person, there's no way someone's going to die for a wretched person. There's no way that someone is going to be willing to give up their life for somebody who is a horrible human being, right? We're just going to look and say, hey man, that's not worth it. You know, some will not even give their life for a good person. And so that's why verse 8 is so important, because Paul has pointed out to us here that God proves how much He loves us, that while we were still sinners, while we were those wretched people, Christ died for us. And in our case, those who exist today on this earth, before we ever existed on this earth, Christ died for us. Man, let that sink in. We are completely and totally undeserving of the gift of grace that God has given us. We've done nothing to earn it. And in fact, if anything, we've done everything to not earn it. We've done everything to take any favor that we could have away. Yet, in the midst of our wretchedness, in the midst of our sinfulness, Christ still died for us. I don't know about you, man, but that rocks me to the core, and it's something that I have to remind myself of on a daily basis, because sometimes we can find ourselves thinking a little too much of who we are, and we just need to be reminded of who we really are and of the sacrifice that Christ made for us. So our author gives us a couple of questions that we can look at. First one says, why do you think Jesus died for us, even while we were His enemies and in sin? That's a rich question. I hope it can bring about a good bit of conversation. And then the second question, how can you express gratitude for what Jesus has done for you? And I'm just going to kind of go ahead and talk about that question. I hope that you'll also consider it for yourself. But let me tell you the best way that you can express gratitude for what Jesus has done for you, that is to live in obedience to Him. And if we're going to live in obedience to Him, there are a lot of things that encompass that. It means that we've got to be discipled. It means we have to make disciples. It means we have to pursue what Scripture calls us to do. That's what it means to live in gratitude for what Jesus has done for us. So, church family, I hope that you'll look back over those questions, kind of work through those for yourself. As you do that, I want you to know that we love you and we're praying for you.